episode of CIO Drawing Room. My name is Ravi Ali, and with me in the studios today, I've got CIO and Head of Customer Relations at Adnan Motor Company. Sanjay, sir, how are you? Thank you for taking the time out to drive over here.
Oh yes, it was a long drive, I would say. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thanks a lot.
In this motor company, you represent, you're the assemblers for Toyota and Daihatsu here.
Yeah, exactly. We are basically manufacturing and assembling Toyota and Daihatsu vehicles. In Toyota brand, we manufacture mainly Corolla and Hilux.
Okay.
And in Daihatsu, we are producing Kore.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going through a recent newspaper, a recent story in a recent edition of Dawn, I think, where it said that car sales are up 50%. So how is the automobile industry doing?
Automobile industry has recovered, quite a bit in the current fiscal year, I would say. Previous fiscal year, I would say, yeah. But it's still not at the level of 2006 and 2007,
Okay.
so we haven't been able to reach up to that level. Yes, it has recovered as compared to the last year.
You are the CIO and Head of Customer Relations.
Yeah.
That's kind of an odd combination. I've never met a CIO who also heads the kind of the CRM operations of the
Right.
company. How does that happen? How does that work?
Okay, looking at my background, I have sales and marketing background as well. So in my previous role in another organization, I used to do a lot of sales.
Okay.
So I know marketing and sales function as well. And plus, knowing the organization, I've been working for Indus Motor for the last 7 years now. So I'm very well aware of the mechanism, functions and things of that sort. IT, I've been looking after since the beginning, but this customer relations role has been given to me last year, December.
Okay.
So it's a pretty new kind of responsibility which I have got, but the mix is such that IT is very much involved in every function of this organization.
Right.
And we have been working for sales, dealers, production, so every aspect of the organization, not only technology wise but strategy wise as well.
Right.
We have been involved in a lot of things.
Okay.
So
So over the past 7 years, since that's how long your association has been with Indus Motor Company, how has the role of IT changed over the years?
okay, the role of IT has changed quite a bit, I would say. Initially it used to be very techie oriented kind of thing, networks and computers
Right.
and things of that sort. But
fixed करने
Bilkul, right. But now things have changed quite a bit. And there is still room for improvement because Toyota and Indus definitely believes on continuous improvement.
Right.
So we have focused on business more rather than technology, I would say. So technology is there to support the business. So we are the facilitators and we are there to enable the business to actually take decisions and to be efficient and effective.
Okay.
So IT is basically a tool for the business to grow it.
Okay. So let's say you have a head office, you've got a manufacturing and an assembly plant,
Mhm.
and then you also have a dealer network. Am I
Mhm.
missing out? Is there a third?
No, we have got regional offices as
Regional
well.
offices.
Yeah.
So, I mean, over the course of so many years, how has this expansion, how has IT helped this expansion to happen, or this growth to happen?
Okay, very interesting question, I would say. Look, without IT, integration is pretty difficult and very
Impossible.
complex.
Right.
I would say impossible as well. Yeah, you're right. So, IT has enabled the organization to integrate, better communicate, and to take faster and quicker decisions. So, our dealer network is spread around the entire country, I would
Right.
say. So these distance is no issue with IT's help.
Right. As
So
long as you're
everything-
connected.
Exactly, as long as we are connected, and our dealers are connected, our regional offices are connected. So we are pretty much, you can say, virtual office,
Okay.
one office. Yeah.
Since you're so bullish on IT, then let me ask this question to you. Is there a downside to being dependent, to having your operations dependent on technology? Infrastructure, I mean, a lot of people come in and say that infrastructure is great, but not necessarily cannot guarantee you that 99.999%.
You're right.
There's no redundancy in place. Your business operations seem to be very streamlined on the IT infrastructure. So what's the experience been like for you?
Okay, we have had good experiences and bad experiences, but again, continuous improvement, so we learn from our experiences. So wherever we have had issues and problems, we have tried to build some kind of safeties over there because, in case our network is down, for example, we are in trouble because customers will face problem, bookings will be an issue at the dealer's end. So, keeping the customer first, we have to be online all the time.
Okay.
So we have developed certain mechanisms to build redundancies and to be safe in case there is a failure at one end.
Okay.
So yes, you're right. There is a downside. If the networks are down, unfortunately, our infrastructure of the country it's in its, I would say, premature stage.
Okay.
So yeah.
I'm also curious, who do you report to in your organization?
I report to CEO.
The CEO.
Yeah.
And so, for example, let's say there's a decision to be made that the solution has to be bought. So how does that process work? Do you go to the CEO and convince him, and then does he subsequently go to the rest of the office or the rest of the board, including Toyota? And does he convince them, or does he take you on board?
No. Basically, it works like that. There are management committees available for decision making. So in our organization, the things are driven by the business. So business actually contact us for their particular requirement, or we suggest something to the business. And it works like that there is a proposal made. And once the proposal is made, that is discussed between the committee members.
Okay.
And once the committee decides, then it goes to the approval.
All right.
And CEO is part of that committee also.
Okay.
So IT is on board from beginning till end.
All right.
We are very much into decision making process. We are very much into suggestion process. So everything is integrated, I would say.
And what's your infrastructure like? Because since you are also working with Toyota, I'm assuming that a lot of their processes and frameworks and perhaps even systems are kind of put forward on you and say, use this so that they're streamlined or integration with us also.
Okay, if you talk about production, yes, Toyota production system, we have to do that,
Right.
and that's an excellent system, I would say. For IT, there is liberty. We can choose and decide our own systems
Okay.
based on the guideline.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you running on?
We are running on SAP.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why choose SAP?
Okay.
Sorry, when did you actually make the decision to go toward SAP?
Okay. The decision of implementing SAP was made somewhere back in 1999.
Okay.
So, yeah, a long time ago.
This is before you?
Yeah, it was before me.
You inherited
Yes,
this.
I did.
So now you have to say good things about
Yeah.
them. Okay.
No, actually, if you look at SAP, the strength of SAP is such that it gives you best practices, and it gives you a lot of flexibility to basically run your business using those best practices, and it's completely integrated. That's another good thing about SAP. Plus, there is a very, very extraordinary support available from SAP itself, which is available online through their partners. So these are the very key things where we don't have to run for help or anything.
Right.
So if the partner is not able to resolve the thing, it goes to SAP directly, and SAP comes in and they support and they help. So first of all, the product is very, very good, and then their after sales is also pretty decent.
Okay. Speaking about that local presence, so I'm sure when you go through the selection process of identifying a product, one of the criteria is that they have local support system.
Always, yes.
What about the local IT industry? I mean, have you had the opportunity to interact with them, and how far superior would you say they are, or where are their weaknesses?
Okay, talking about IT industry in Pakistan, I believe our industry is growing, and people are very much into innovative kind of things. If you look at some of the organizations of Pakistan, they are basically developing systems and solutions for a lot of multinationals abroad. They are exporting our services, but again, those are very few organizations.
Right.
So I would say professionally, very nice companies are there. We have interacted with a lot of companies, and they have come to a very good level, I would say. And whenever we have interacted
Right.
with local industry, we haven't had any bad experiences.
Okay.
But there is again still very big room for improvement, and we have to start working towards strengthening our local industry and then exporting our expertise, not manpower.
Right. But then I guess the other side can also debate the fact that, I mean, you go for you're a relatively big company. You're actually a really big company, but you would not consider the smaller and medium SME sector in getting, which are abundant across the IT sector. You perhaps wouldn't consider SME companies when opting for solutions or opting for even companies. You would go for the bigger ones. Because
It depends.
Right.
Again, it depends on the solution. What kind of solution are we looking for? For example, if we are going for a very large kind of solution
Right.
like ERP implementation, we would definitely look at larger companies, but there is no restriction that they have to be multinational.
Right.
So they can be local organization also. Our entire network infrastructure has been laid out by a local organization, and they are supporting us, and they are pretty good.
Okay.
So it's not that we will not go with those companies, but definitely yes, we will look for some securities, guarantees,
Right.
assurities that yes, they can deliver and they are there
To
So,
stay.
Yeah.
And you'd also probably look at a domestic track record as to how many other companies they've worked
Always,
with.
always.
So that would be one of the first things you do.
Yeah.
And I think that's a big weakness in a lot of companies. that
Yes.
They'll go, like you said, they'll export their services outside, but what's being done?
What's being done here?
Like, and to be fair to them, a lot of work is being done.
Yes,
So
I
think-
agree.
I think that does need to be highlighted.
Yes.
Also, what is your biggest challenge as a CIO and head of customer services?
Okay, biggest challenge as a CIO, I would say few things.
Okay.
Retention, people retention.
Okay.
So employee retention is one of the things. Then keeping pace with the business. So, if business is going down, we have to, support the business in that time frame as well. Plus, when the business is booming, we have to keep pace with them as well.
Right.
And in IT industry, there are a lot of solutions which are not off the shelf, so it takes time.
Right.
So the main challenge is to forecast and to foresee what's going to happen in the industry,
Okay.
and to keep pace with it and to plan ahead.
And so, how is planning possible in a market like Pakistan? We've got a lot of other forces going on. It's not just recession. It's actually hardly the recession.
Yeah.
It's a lot of other things. In such a volatile market, how do you predict anything?
Okay, the prediction, I wouldn't say prediction is not
Forecast.
possible. Yeah,
Right.
forecast and plan. We plan according to our industry forecastings. So if we have a plan to do some work in year 2012 or 13, so we'll start planning right now.
Okay.
So that's how Toyota works normally. Toyota plans for 2000, next 5, 7, 10 years. And then we decide, right, this was the plan. There may be some changes just because of the scenario, the conditions, local market and things of that sort. But our plans are made well in advance.
Right.
So we are lucky in a sense that we do have a plan, 5-year plan, 4-year plan, 3-year plan.
Okay.
So we can plan and forecast quite efficiently, I would say.
There's this one question that comes to mind, especially when we're talking about the automobile industry, is going green. Cars need to have certain restrictions of carbon emissions, so on and so forth. So how does that impact vehicles that are being manufactured by you or being assembled by you?
Okay, if you look at our vehicles, we always look for areas where environment is protected. So Toyota again is a very environment friendly organization. So that is inherited automatically.
Okay. And how does that hurt your competitiveness? Because if you're going for, let's say, cars which are cleaner, they're not necessarily cheaper or more economical, which is what this market wants. So, I mean, how do you balance that factor out? That you also need to grow and not impact your bottom line, but you also need to be a conscious company.
Okay, if that's kind of very difficult question because in order to work on environment kind of thing, there is always a cost, definitely, and then we'll have to analyze which is our direction, and Toyota's direction, Indus' direction is again environment. So we are very environment friendly company, and yeah, there are plus and minuses for going for everything. But the decision is taken.
Right.
Already.
And just one last area I wanted to talk to you about is because green is such a big area, especially in the West, and slowly coming into Pakistan also, green also requires heavy investment in R&D. Right. And I'm sure there are a lot of systems that you inherit from Toyota itself. But how much R&D do you see your company investing in, and how much R&D just generally? हमारे यहाँ culture शायद नहीं है. So how much R&D do you see other industries investing in? And do you think this is an important area?
It's a very important area because unless we do R&D, there will be no local industry development. So R&D is a very important part. We are involved in a lot of R&D ourselves. In fact, if you look at our localization and stuff, we have a lot of local components in our vehicles which are manufactured in Pakistan. So it was only possible just by doing R&D and supporting local industry also.
Okay.
So very important and very necessary for developing our industry.
Okay, great. Just one last comment I wanted from you. If you want people to think of Indus Motors as far as its IT is concerned, since you initially started talking about how business is driven by technology, what would you like people to think of Indus Motor Company to be? What kind of a company is it?
Okay.
These are not very traditional questions.
These are not very, very traditional questions. Indus Motor, we want to be the most respected organization, and we want to have our customers to be put first in every aspect. So we are a customer friendly and customer oriented organization, and we want to be the respected organization among the society. So if you talk in general, our vision is that we want to be successful and an enterprise which is respected among society.
Okay.
And our core focus is customer. So that's basically our company all about.
All right, great. And how I started off saying that as CIO and head of customer relations, that link is ever present there. The fact that IT not only drives business but also keeps the customer first. At Indus Motor Company. But thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting.
Thank you. If you have any questions or comments about this interview or want to get in touch with Adnan Qazi, just feel free to put a comment below this video post until the next episode of CIO Drawing Room. Feel free to check out the rest of the web studio at webstudio.ciopakistan.com. This is Ravi Reed at Adnan Qazi from Indus Motor Company. Signing out.